fish sticks, meatloaf.
Frozen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
hard
would
to
love
screw
to
those
say
up.
that she got the fish from some market somewhere.
breaded 'em and-
breaded them.
Yeah,
And
it's not
no. They came out
It's
of
a
a
Tyson.
box. Yeah. And so there wasn't much boxed foods back then.
Yeah, that's true. But fish sticks is
But
one of
fish
them.
sticks was
And
one of
TV
them.
dinners. That's my
Yeah.
kids don't even know what those are.
Yep. Oh.
Oh, well then maybe.
Attaboy. They've made them really good. Reed knows all about TV dinners because I used to
We
have them
legit, like it was like we got to put the tray out when we got TV dinners in front of the TV.
Yeah,
It was
right.
the only time we got to watch TV. I mean, yeah.
It's awesome.
My mom was like, if it's going to be TV dinner, that's the one time you can turn the TV.
Right,
in front of
TV's going on. Yeah. So Reed has a good experience. TV dinners weren't always as good as the ones you experienced. However, nowadays they're really great, but they're terrible for you.
Yeah.
So therefore, that's off the menu and off the
processed.
regimen. Because I'm on the fifth
They were
floor
probably
now.
terrible for us back then. Oh, maybe
No,
not. Maybe they had a little bit more fresh ingredients. I have no idea.
I would assume, but I don't know. All I know is things went bad back then, and things don't go bad now.
So that's preservatives. That's true.
And so that's a telltale on this topic.
Good point.
Let's cast. Let's get casting. All right, cast away. All right. I got thoughts, and you're going to like them.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
Excited
you're going to
about it.
like this
All
one.
right.
This one, well, we're going in uncharted.
You text me like 2 words. And so
That's all it took.
I know very little about this subject. So
I'm in D.C. with my marketer and 2 attorneys, 3 attorneys.
Sounds like
Oh,
a joke
Yeah. It is.
and a bad one.
It is. Wait. And so I'm with some serious brain power, so I think. I'm one of them. So 4 lawyers and a marketer. Okay, so there's your joke. They walk into anyway. We're on a 3-day seminar type deal. And it's great legal marketing or whatever. So plug out to them, but I would never go back. So unplug. There, that went. And here's why. I'm looking around and I'm seeing the fools of all fools in there. And they're not just the ones sitting in there. They're the ones giving the presentations and things like that. It's like, how in the Sam are these people even remotely successful? And it's that I figured out literally within about, it might have taken me 22 seconds, possibly 30. They're making their money here on us.
Oh, yeah.
They're making their money here on us. It took about that long. But my cohorts eating it all up. And there I have a Danny DeVito type with a ponytail that's telling me all about how many things he's won here, there, and the other, and blah, da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay. And maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. I don't know.
I know exactly what you're talking
But it's just a bunch of little.
I legit have a guy that he has a podcast and some other things, but his whole revenue income right now is coming from coaching people how to do what he did, right? So he opened a door-to-door, I won't even say because I don't want
Right.
He's selling, whether it be security systems, window cleaning, whatever. So he's one of those. That's what he started, and it did okay.
Right.
But he's making all his money coaching other people how to do that business.
What-
And the only reason he keeps that business open is so that he can say, I've got this many clients, and so that he can do these seminars
Right.
and things like that to
Right.
say, this is who I am.
Right.
Otherwise, he'd close that thing out.
It's a bracket.
Yeah.
It's
So I
like
know what you're
here, and so people want to build their business. They want to grow their business, and
That
so on and
coaching
so
thing
forth.
is like a business in and of itself, like major right now.
The other day we did something with in personal injury in here. We had the tables all jacked around, and me and Mike were going at it, and Mike was super uncomfortable, and it was kind of fun because he didn't want to make fun of the big advertisers. And all I did was want to poke fun at
The top dogs.
the
and all
top
those.
dogs, the heavy hitter. But what we ended up doing is doing a response video to stuff all over the United States. Crap you cannot imagine. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, what was the first one that he led with? What's that?
Oh, it was it was like Tarzan.
Oh, okay. She's saying it was Tarzan. Literally dude dressed like Tarzan.
No, dude.
Tarzan, the power lawyer man.
There's one right now that comes out on whatever Hulu show I watch, and it's the way Hulu does their things. It's like the same advertisement between their little whatever, and it's called Jungle Law, and it's a lady that's talking about how what's the tagline? It's
Is she
something about,
scantily
like,
clad?
I'm gonna go animal on these people.
Oh.
But the lady, hopefully she does. She does not look like your typical attorney, meaning that she's not very articulate. It's more like a ghetto, like I'm gonna take these guys to the street type of thing. So it's a really weird advertisement that really turns me off. And then there's another one where the guy looks exactly like the attorney from Seinfeld. Do you know who I'm talking about? That he always hires.
Probably did one.
He has like a little flat top.
You put on a bomb.
A black guy.
You put on a bomb.
Yes. Yeah, so that's.
Do you know what a bomb is?
He looks exactly like that guy, and the commercial's almost the exact same.
That guy's
thing.
name is Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie.
Yes,
and it's Jackie. It's
it.
like a clone of Jackie, and it comes on. And
Okay,
I thought it was a parody.
We responded to one of those. That's what made Mike super uncomfortable because he felt like there was a color thing.
Sure.
And I'm
No.
because
This
I
was- it wasn't
because I was like, you know,
it has nothing to
I was
do-
talking like Jackie does.
I know
And
exactly what you're talking about.
It's hilarious.
It's not
I
a
mean,
race thing.
No,
It's
not at
because
all.
it's Seinfeld that I see him and I'm like, that's the Seinfeld guy that
Yeah.
they used as the typical attorney that doesn't know what he's
Did they put the
doing.
lid on top?
And
the
he looks
questions he asked were
exactly
great.
like him, and he talks like him. And I thought it was a parody, and I was like, this is real. This is a real lawyer that's trying to get business.
We had
Oh, yeah.
one that some jackhole had to have spent a mint on this thing. Like we're talking a Super Bowl commercial type amount of money, and it had dragons and it had hobbits and I'm like, what does this have to do with? We're going to slay the insurance company, and I'm like,
Have you looked into who the guy behind Top Dog Lawyer is, and looked at his story? I won't go into. Look at it. It's a fascinating. Like, I don't know why anybody would. I mean, it's all marketing. That's
Right.
what I'll say. Like
and so there I am in DC. Okay. Okay.
Of the
I
Jackie
need
Seinfeld
you to look
guy?
up
Oh, Jungle Law. That one's.
Tarzan the Lawman. It was serious.
Is it because of the some of the new rules? And I mean, Arizona, for example, you can now own a law firm and be a marketer. Is that why we're seeing a lot of these now?
What Bailey did on this one? What Bailey did on this one? Okay. What Bailey did on this one was he kind of went nationwide.
Yeah.
So we
I haven't seen some of the-
weren't going in our backyard
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah.
Because Mikey's a little squirmish.
Yeah. So he didn't want to
I don't
make fun
mind
of anybody
yeah,
locally.
I don't mind like ripping on Lerner and Rose and cash. It looked like a casino.
I love like the AI produced like guy that has half of his shirt ripped off and the muscles.
Oh,
coming
yeah,
out,
yeah.
the old guy. I know that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the most AI
fantastic.
produced photo I've ever seen. I mean, he may be ripped, but it's like completely.
I doubt it
I mean,
because
yeah, he's the billboard.
it's amazing.
It's like in a wrestling
but
singlet underneath.
who's not going to remember Tarzan the Lawman? And I just got in a wreck, and I got nobody else to call.
Yeah,
That's their clientele.
The anti-lawyer. Yeah.
Right. I've got neck tattoos and a couple on my face.
Yeah. No,
Why not?
I get it. I mean, I don't know that would work. I mean, maybe it would work. I just, I can't.
Well, it was going to
go
be
that direction.
our topic was I was gonna go down a different road today, but I decided on another one. But because I just want your reaction on it.
Sorry.
I just do. That said, though, before we get there, I was going to go down we were, and we are still going to pod about this one upcoming. Stay tuned. It'll be good. That politics. Okay, that's not today's topic. Not what I want to talk about, but we may end up there. Who knows? But who knows where we end up, Westover? It is what it is. But it's like everybody in politics, like this Jasmine Crockett, AOC, everybody is running for 5th grade student president. We're going to have half-day Wednesdays and pizza on Fridays. And like these guys can do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's 42 seconds long at the longest. I mean, it's just cheap. Okay, so at least your mom, when you guys had inexpensive TV dinners, brought out the trays, turned on the TV, and didn't cheapen it. Okay? So we're in D.C. Me, all these geniuses, and the marketer. And we're listening to Danny DeVito. I wish it was really Danny DeVito. Then it would be cool. But I mean, just this
Hopefully
little
you
squat
wouldn't have
drop
a back row seat.
with a big ego and a little everything else. And everything else kind of goes that direction. I mean, it just seems like they all kind of fit that pattern.
It is not my culture, man. I know it exists, and I've had people try and get me in masterminds and whatever else, and I should be better at it. I know that there is value in some of it. I just can't do it.
We're working on it on our own.
Good for you.
We're doing it. You and I are doing our own thing.
Yeah,
We're doing our own thing.
It's been so hard
Look,
for me.
people want someone that's going to work hard for them. Okay,
I just
that's what we can do.
The guy standing up there telling me how to live my life and my marriage and the
They
toxic
do go into
masculinity,
that.
all of it.
Yeah,
all of it.
and how you need to grace your hallways of your office and how you need to do this and do that and do this and do that. And all we want to do is, hey, we want to love our clients. We want to really help our clients, and we want to work
bad
hard.
advice, but why aren't you doing that?
Why did I
anyway?
not
Why do I
hear-
need you to tell me that I should treat my wife well, or that I should work hard, or
you should
that I should set goals?
You should stop backhanding. I mean,
I know.
That's her job.
Oh my gosh, if I ever, she'd punch the lights out of me.
know.
Kaden
take
could
it.
attest to that. I'm not.
She'd
Kristy's
take
not taking anything without responding, so there's no way I would ever even.
I would
ever
lose
do that
too,
either.
and she's dinky, and I would lose real fast.
Exactly.
Fast. It's like the shoe alone.
Yeah,
I'm in trouble.
Never even been in a temptation.
Not me neither. I don't roll that direction. But when they do go into those things, but why do they? It's interesting to me, and I'm not going down that road too deep. But the reason why is it gets your attention. Okay, and it has zero to do with their topic. It's a deflection. It gets your attention. Do they really give a crap about their own home lives and their 17th wife, or?
No, I mean, I mean, there's the credibility on if you look up some of the people that talk about that. Yeah, when you're on, when you've got assault charges against your wife and you've got a marriage podcast, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
And I know somebody specific with that.
I know that. I know that was not a hypothetical.
Yeah, so
I know.
The culture is a hard one for me to
It's
grasp.
an interesting. So it took me about 20 to 30 seconds, and I'm ashamed that it took me that long. And I'm sitting down, and I'm there for 3 days locked in, and I am not happy. Like, I'm not getting any CLEs, continuing legal education.
Tax write-off? Is that why you were there, hopefully?
Maybe we
Business
did that.
expense.
Maybe that's somebody else's
I was wondering
smarter
why you're out there.
I got talked into it. I was asked to go year in, year out, year in. Said no. This time my brother was going, so he's one of the dumb lawyers in that group that I just said. And I'm like, fine, I'll go hang out in D.C. I mean, I've never been.
Oh.
And so.
Awesome place. We're headed there in March.
Yeah. I very much enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Virginia specifically.
Virginia's
very
beautiful.
much enjoyed it.
I applied to like 4 law schools there because I really wanted to go. And I got into some, but Kristy wouldn't.
Okay, I've got an admission to make. I had a 99% chance of getting a fairly decent-sized scholarship to a Thomas Jefferson School of Law.
In San Diego?
Not in San Diego.
Oh, because there's one over there.
I did get one there, too, but I didn't go.
You mean not called Thomas Jefferson, but...
I think it's Jefferson. It's an all-black school. Oh. I applied to it, and I got denied very quickly. But I was kind of disappointed. It's in D.C.
Okay.
And it was, up there as far as prestige and all that jazz, and I didn't realize that it was,
I didn't know.
I would have loved to have been the token white guy. It'd have been cool.
I'm sorry, an all-black school?
Yeah.
Isn't that just separate but equal but reverse?
Oh, no, it's reverse, and it does exist, young man. It's the world we live in.
Yeah, there's a lot that'll exist.
There's a lot of
Howard University.
There's a lot of black universities out there. all black universities. No.
I doubt that.
Some
No,
would
that one's
argue.
white supremacy.
Some would argue, but no, that would be a no-go in our society right about now. But we digress. She asked if there was an all-white, and no, there is not. I don't think there's an all-white anything.
Maybe Idaho,
There's a great white
Idaho
shark.
University.
Well,
I don't. I'm sure. Not.
there's probably anyway. Yeah, there's got to be some Paulies in there.
Bruh. That's probably not a topic to go down.
I
so.
love Paulies.
Oh, yeah, I grew up with a ton.
I know they're all over in Utah and here. I love them. My dad went to Tonga on his mission, so I got a special spot in my heart for the Paulies. I can't stand the fact that ASU doesn't have a fraction of the Paulies on their football team. It drives me nuts.
I don't know where that. I mean, they have some, but yeah, the pipeline's not there.
No, they need the
It's all
pipeline.
over the country right now.
Because that pipeline's strong. Because those are strong folks, and they're just so happen to be quite large.
Good football players.
Yeah, and I love them. They're awesome people. Anyway, okay. At this thing, DC, 30 seconds, I'm just getting sold a line of, okay, 2 days in, and I've gone to maybe 3% of what I signed up for. Got some of the paperwork and whatever, and just kind of thought I'd leaf through it. There's this thing that there's a line like an In-N-Out burger. There's this like machine type deal, and there's this huge line, and it's $500 a pop for you to get your brain scanned. And I look at this thing, and I see the line, and I look at it again, and I see the line. I'm like,
And it gives you like results.
Of where you're
where you're
strong on the
using your
left
vein,
and on the
okay.
right, and this brain scan. Are you strong on the left? Where's your frontal lobe? This, that, the other. And I see in this line my 4 genius compadres that are about ready to spend.
They really need some tax write-offs. Huh?
Apparently, that are about ready to spend. Between the 4 of them, that's $2,000. Last time I checked, and I'm thinking to myself, you guys are, what the hell are you doing? Anyway, I did say this, but only to my brother because
that was the one you felt comfortable
that was the
saying
one
too.
I felt comfortable. Yeah, I said, T, what in the Sam hell are you doing? So they all get their, and I'm sure it did them a whole lot of good in life. Let them and inform them that they're strong here and they're weak there, and they need to focus on this. And I'm sure that whatever document that they got informed them that something. It benefited them something.
They're able to run this scan like in a 40-second thing. And
Yeah, it's pretty quick. I mean, that's good money.
Jeez.
And I'm ticked that I don't own one of those machines. And I'm ticked that I'm not just sitting there at the cash register.
And you bring it to a lawyer convention, and
Right.
you're like, I got a bunch of gullible people. that-
Right. Right. And it's just like one guy gets
The
in line.
people's
And
ego is too big. They want to show everybody what they're.
you got to figure that maybe.
'Cause you're not bringing it to a doctor's convention.
Right. Because the doctors aren't going to. Right.
Even though the egos are big.
Because
they're
I've
gonna know.
already hired experts when, we have a personal injury side of things. I mean, I've been in that for 23 years too. I mean, obviously I'm, focusing on running the criminal defense stuff, but that I'm very, very, very well equipped in. And the one thing I did learn along the way with all these experts that you have to hire and they cost a fortune is they don't know crap about the brain. Nothing. I mean, you've got a closed head injury, you're hunting snipes.
Yeah.
And does the injury exist? Well, yeah. The ringing in the ears, can they figure out why? No. Okay, so you can go to specialist after specialist after specialist and after this and after that, and you can just, and at the end of the day, the brain is a mystery. Yeah. And so I see this, I think it was Megyn Kelly short of some sort, and it popped in my mind, and I texted you about it. I was laughing. Look up and see, just put in your phone there, your little device. See Kim Kardashian, State Bar of California.
When you texted me this, I had no idea what you were talking about.
I don't know if I want this in my search history.
Will you please, with sugar, do it? Here, use my phone.
But everybody knew exactly where you were going with this. I had no idea when you said we're going to pod about Kim Kardashian, but both my receptionist and my wife went, "Oh, it has to be about the bar exam."
Oh, so
like, all right, I had no
apparently
idea.
people know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the bar exam is one of the.
There we go. Can you tell us how many time we've
It
been?
was like,
How many time we've taken it?
let's confirm. I heard 5.
The
Was it-
star revealed she did not pass the test required to be a licensed attorney in the state.
For how many times? That's
Yeah.
the big issue.
How
I
many
think.
times?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is not just once. I had heard 5 or 6 times.
It's in there.
Oh, that one talks about Michelle Obama failing it twice.
Didn't know that.
You have to. Never mind.
I know. And then my receptionist asks me, "Did you ever fail the bar exam?" I was like, "Heck no!" And not because I was trying to be egotistical. There's no way I was waiting 6 months more
Right.
to get an
Or
income.
have to
I already
restudy
had
it again.
5-7 years of schooling where I hadn't worked.
I
hardly.
had his mom buy a house
Oh.
before I knew the results.
We were pregnant with our kid was born. Caden's little brother was born 2 days after I took the bar. That was our second kid. There was no way.
Yeah,
that
no,
I
it was there were some things riding. So I was,
Okay. So it says here that she failed 3 times for the first year law students exam and passed on her 4th attempt in 2021. And then for the California State Bar exam, she's failed once and can't take it again until February 2026.
okay. So she's
so
failing
that's
out
a
of school.
little bit different news
Okay,
than I
so
thought.
bottom line is she's leapfrogging school to take the bar. So she's doing the bare minimum amount of law school.
Oh, so that's I was like, what is this first
Yeah.
year?
So when
test?
I knew this years ago, because this is not a new story. Kim Kardashian comes out years ago because I have a social butterfly that I live with, and we share.
the baby bar, she's failed 4 times, is what they call it.
That's like the precursor to take the bar because she didn't go to law school.
Oh, that's
So
why.
you have to take the baby
So you're-
bar.
you're skipping out
You
on it.
pass that, and then you take the bar. Okay.
So this is like the Leonardo DiCaprio show back in the day.
Yeah,
where
except that he passed it.
Yeah, but he
But in real
studied
life,
in like 2
though,
weeks and he was
right.
done.
But in real life, though, yeah. So this comes out. She's saying it's like a residency. Nobody can hear if we're not in the microphone, so I have to repeat what you say. So it's like a residency for a long period of time. But anyway, my point is, when I very first heard this and I heard her big plans and what she was going to do in the legal field, I said, there's just no way in hell unless she has, I did have the back, devious thought of because she obviously has a lot of money, unless she can pad the pockets of somebody, there is no way in hell she's going to get through it. Now, the question that these two need to be listening to, okay? And everybody else out there in the stratosphere and the intraweb and such. How many law school, informationally, how much did it help you informationally on the bar?
Oh. I would say a fair amount. The LSAT, no. I would say a fair amount information. I don't know. It's tough. Because the bar exam encompasses 3 years worth of law school, there's obviously skill that you're learning on how to look for certain things to study during all your classes so you can pass the final exam. And that obviously helps when you're studying for the bar. But I had to restudy.
Hold on, I didn't ask
everything.
that.
Okay, yeah. So
I said informationally. I was very specific.
yeah, probably not. Law school itself, probably not a lot. Yeah.
You
Just
do
because I had to
know-
restudy everything.
You know the
anyway.
topic, but that's about it. You know, like the heading, Civ Pro.
Yeah.
You know, criminal law. You know, that's a heading.
And part of that is
You know-
because you it's not like computating math. Like once you learn a formula,
Right.
then you've got it. There's so much regurgitation of case law and whatever else. You can learn how to generally draft, a motion or during a legal writing class or whatever else that helps you do essays. But yeah, there's no way you can remember all the torts and whatever
Right.
else from your tort class you took your first year.
Torts, personal injury.
Yeah, to then take it for a bar exam 2.5 years or 3 years later,
Right.
I had to restudy
There's no way,
all
right,
of that.
all of it. So you learn it.
And then never remember
You learn
it again.
right. We're not supposed to say that.
Yeah.
We're
Well, if you practice,
certified
because you have to
geniuses.
put it into practice. That's
Right.
the only thing
It's the only way you're going to
that
learn.
you're going to learn it is,
Yep.
is that if you don't put it into practice, and so somebody comes to me with a legal question all the time, and it's like something I don't
Right.
practice.
I've got this problem with my HOA.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
out.
People,
I'm out.
and
Google
generally, I know how to look at legal issues, and so yeah, I can give you general advice.
Yeah,
but
I
when
can
you come
issue
to me
spot.
with a contract,
But I could do
law
that before
part-
law school.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I could circle. I mean, you could give me. Okay, now we're going to talk about jargon nobody cares about. But okay, my point is, okay,
Yeah,
Yeah.
not a lot.
the information doesn't really help you pass the bar, and
No.
ultimately, that's why you're in law school is to ultimately take the bar
Right.
and practice law. For most people are there. I mean, you have your few one-offs that want to do something else, but the legal degree will help
Yeah.
them in that something else.
Politicians or something.
Yeah. That said, okay, so then why? Why the rigor? Because there is literally nothing worse. So I've been told, and I've experienced this, and so have you. There's nothing worse than that first year of law school. Like, it is damning. And the reason
And
I
the
think
dropout rate's pretty high, isn't it?
huge,
Yeah. at least.
huge dropout
You
rate.
don't get a lot of second to third year dropouts, but you get a lot of first to second
Right.
year dropouts.
It's tough, and the emotional component to it is probably up there, along with a little bit of competitive, along with a lot of
it.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, and a little bit of just looking around, going, "Am I even remotely as smart as that gal, that dude, that?" And the professors do real well on playing on that. And so, what do you think about Stone versus McCree, Mr. Hogle?
As you're walking into class
Right.
2 minutes late and
Yeah.
you haven't even pulled open your textbook.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
Stone versus
Socratic method that's famous in
McCree.
law school that
Yeah.
they're just calling on whoever. You don't raise your hand, you're getting called on.
Yep, there is no hand raising. There is no knowing the answer, and you don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
So the Socratic method.
Yeah. They like to.
They
They're
do.
trying to embarrass you. That's
They
part
do.
of that.
They just
burnout,
want
right?
to pants you right there in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And it does. It's
happens.
effective. It's effective. So that said, it's like I'm sitting there at this seminar in D.C. and I'm thinking to myself the same thing as when I hear about Kardashian, and that took me about less than the 20 seconds in D.C. It's like there's just no way that ain't gonna work. Is what I said. That's not gonna work unless she's got money to, buy her way through. Because she's gonna have. Now let's break it down. She's gonna have the highest paid tutors and the can-dos that you can possibly get, okay? You're going to have some weird Harold psychologist that's going to help her with the exam anxiety. She's going to have a team.
Yeah.
Things that one could dream of, I suppose, I guess. But I'm going to circle back to that I guess part. But there's something about, and we've talked about it, there's something that we did and where you started going before I had to narrow it into the
Good
information.
question. Yeah.
It's the grit. It's all riding on every class you're taking for 3 years, even though the first one is the year that you're really getting broke in, and it's just like a mitt. I mean, you're like a glove. You're breaking that thing in, and you're being broke, and you're actually just being developed. And so the sleepless nights, the countless hours that you put towards a test that you didn't really need to study those countless hours, but you did because what if was always looming over your head. What if, they talk about this particular subject or that? And as unlikely as it may have been. And so you're doing all this crank for the first year. Oh, that came out bad. You're doing
Some people.
well, actually, yeah, a lot of folks are doing something similar to that.
A lot of Ritalin.
I remember
Adderall going on.
Right,
at
there was
least.
a ton of Adderall in my school, and I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
And it was brand new back in those days. But what else was brand new was Red Bull, brand new, and they had it like in the whoever does Red Bull or there in San Diego was genius because why not, pepper the students, right? And the law students at that. I had one, and I was jittery for like 3 or 4 hours, and I had to pee 150 times for this little tiny can. And I never had another one since. Nope. That was it. I was like, no, I'm just going to go back to Dr. Pepper and just grit through this. Can't say that. Where's the stick?
My Monsters on my weekend are a bad
habit. Yeah, I can't do that stuff. So anyway, doesn't matter. That said, you have that year where it all rides on every one of your subjects that you have, and they're all core. And so we all took the same subjects every first year, whether you went to that school, this school, or that school. It's the same subjects, and you're graded on a curve, and it's nerve-wracking. After year 2, you've got it down, and year 3, same. It's still, the same challenge, but it just, for some reason, you're kind of used to that.
You're picking your class.
That goes to the bar, because you're sitting your can down for 3 days. When I took it, it was 2.5. You might as well call it 3 days. Now I think it's only 2, but I believe you took it.
Mine was only 2.
Around that time.
Yeah.
But then they changed it after you took it too, to where now it's like, it's like the same bar in every state or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
I know, because of the reciprocity things.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like they've watered it down.
Yeah. We took the multiple choice first, and then the essays the second day.
And for us it was skills for the half that third.
Gotcha. That'd be interesting.
It would really. Let's carry on.
All right.
That's a boring subject. It's a heck of an exam. But when you get there and you've got the yoga mats out that I didn't even know what yoga was, and you've got other types of mats where they're facing a certain direction to pray, and you've got chain smoke, because back then people smoked these things called cigarettes. There was no vaping, and I mean, it's like people that had probably never smoked before were smoking, and it was like this.
And maybe people don't understand what the bar exam feels like, so they do it differently now, but when you and at least when I was back, so they offered every 6 months. That's why Kim Kardashian can't take it for another
July and
bit.
February.
Yeah, for us, July and February. At that time they offered it when I took it either in Phoenix 1 year, and then they switched every 6 months. Tucson. So I had to take it in Tucson. Yep. So I was down in Tucson. So I had to get a hotel room.
Mesa Convention Center.
And my buddy, so that's what I'm telling you. So we were in Tucson Convention Center.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I wanted to lay out so people understand what the pressure that goes into this. So I had to rent a hotel room, and my buddies, we're all poor at this time, right? None of us have jobs. So they all want to share a room. And I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm sharing a room with somebody that's going to stress me out. Because like you talked about, for 3 years, I've been competing against all my buddies here. I'm watching them spend 8 hours in the library, and I'm like, I only spent 6. Right. Am I going to fail this exam because they've been spending 8? And then they're talking about the bar exam nonstop. So then they take it and they want to review, was this the right answer? And I was like, there's no way that between day 1 and day 2, I want that stress of thinking I didn't get half of these answers right. So I wanted to set, people thought I was a jerk because I'd been friends with these guys the whole time, but I said, don't talk to me. I'm going to dinner by myself. I'm renting my own hotel room. I took 3 Ambien that night to try and sleep. Still didn't sleep. I mean, I really didn't, but,
right, I'm with you.
An Ambien, and it didn't work.
6 shots of whiskey. Didn't work.
I mean, I was doing everything to isolate myself, separate myself. Then you walk into this, it's a warehouse.
Yes.
And then I'm goofy because this is when laptops kind of barely came onto law school scene. In fact, I think it was the year before I went.
I wrote the bar.
That's where I'm going.
Yep.
So everybody's on a laptop because that's the new thing to do. I can't think that way at this point. I'm the same way. I like to write because my writing flows. My brain continues to the next sentence. Whereas if I'm typing, I'm watching the screen and I'm correcting stuff, and then my brain forgets the next thought that I was going to. So I wrote mine too. I'm one of 15 people that are writing, and everybody else is on the computers on the other side. So I'm on a cafeteria table next to all these people writing my test, which was a goofy thing. I finished my CRE part about, I would say, an hour before anybody else. And I was like, wow, I'm one of 4 people that have stood up thinking that was wrong. And it's such a, it's in this echoey chamber of a thing. I have a guy that I went to law school. It's a really good buddy that I watched get up 4 times in the first 10 minutes of the CRE test and then left. And I'm like, what the heck happened to him? I later find out he had a complete anxiety attack. He was staring at the screen and couldn't see the words on the computer screen. Literally couldn't see him. His brain went blank. Checked himself into a hospital. was on an IV for like 6 hours trying to calm his nerves
Yeah, it's
down.
no joke.
Then 6 months later had to take it again. He already had a job lined up. Luckily, they held it for him or
Yeah,
whatever
that's
else.
good.
But like, this atmosphere that people don't understand, that this is not like taking your regular bar exam or
Right.
your regular exam where you're just in a little room and they
Right.
have comforts for it. Like they make it cold and it's in this warehouse
Yep.
area and all these other kids are freaking out and you see people breaking their pencils and chain smoking or whatever it is.
Yep.
And it is like nerve wracking.
I love what you're doing this because I've told her this. I show up with my buddy Mike.
Oh, and
Now-
then, but I got to add one more thing.
Go.
Then my kid's about to be born. So this is my situation. I'm 2 days away from his due date, and I tell my wife, do not text me unless you're in labor. And if you're in labor, I'll leave. But otherwise, you can't give me updates. You can't say I'm in contractions. Like, otherwise, we are not going to have an income for the next 6 months. And so then I got that in my back of my mind because my wife is literally in bed, ready to burst, and with our second kid. And so this is my bar exam
With
experience.
him running around the house.
And he's 2 years old at home, and yeah, his mother.
He was
my
going to take care of
mother-in-law.
business.
So that's just one more element of my particular experience
God.
that was going on at the bar.
I had similar to a degree. I mean, all of us have.
Yeah, different things
But-
that are going on.
Wingnuts over there was 7 months old, and he decides to not be able to sleep for
And you took it in Phoenix, so you got
Mesa.
the local Mesa. So you
Mesa.
at
I
least
mean,
got to
I
be-
had a 5-minute drive.
Okay, so at least got to
So,
sleep at home. I don't know if that's
but
better or
it's not better.
Yeah, I don't.
I will tell you, it is not better.
Okay.
Because he can't sleep for more than 40 minutes at a time because he's got these ear things going on, and they won't let him do the ear tubes
Dude,
until he's a
I'd
year.
have checked myself into a hotel. I don't know if
Which,
you
in retro, I probably should have.
Yeah.
But there's me with zero sleep anyway, driving him around in the middle of the night, just thinking, because he'll sleep in a car seat upright, but it's got to be moving for some dumb
I
reason.
remember those kids. That had
And so thinking. I show up to the bar. I'm with my buddy Mike. Okay. I don't go to law school with Mike. I grew up with him. He was like 5 years older and kind of a hero type to me because he could slam the ball. Oh, you'd like him. He was a heck of a basketball player. But I've been playing softball against him for years at this point. And he's, again, an athlete and a half. Good dude. And top of his class and wherever he went back east. Pretty good school from what I remember, and very diligent about, and we studied together quite a bit. Very diligent, very just march, that type. And was very, I would say, confident. He was older, like, I mean, not old. He's
Maybe
like
late 20s.
34,
Oh.
34,
That's pretty old for
33,
taking
34.
the bar
He had taught school for, I don't know, 5 years or so, and then went to law school from there. Okay. So Mike's joking with me because I hadn't given the read effect. I didn't get to two major topics that fully. I didn't unravel them fully.
Yeah, I've been there.
And I'm like, I'm just, this is going to be a practice exam.
And people understand. So to give some context, that the CRE or the multiple choice, you can answer all those in time, right? Because even if you fill in C as all the answers, you can figure it out. But the essay portion, hardly anybody finishes early,
Right.
Because you get 3.5 hours or 4 hours or whatever it is,
And you're just cranking the whole time.
And there's so many topics and so much that you can write on that you're trying to cover, because the way you study for that is you're supposed to develop it in a certain way and come to conclusions, and you have to. And I hear you. Like,
so
some
all
of them
this,
you're not giving
what
the
I'm
full
talking
effort.
about. So real fast, I show up, I see the hoopla, the people like your friend that ended up in a hospital. There were ambulances there, so apparently it's a thing.
No, I agree.
Apparently it's a thing, and I'm just like looking around, and I'm standing, and I'm just walking with my Ticonderogas because I'm still a pencil guy even to this day. With my Ticonderogas all sharpened, and I got my little badge. I'm ready to go sit down in that freezing cold, desk that looks like this, but elementary school kids eat lunch on it.
Yep.
And I just look around. I go, I'm just gonna pass it now. There's a bunch of fruitcakes here, and I say this out loud, and Mike goes, really? Because we were just talking on the way in.
And
how this was
remember
going to
the
be
bar
my
exam
practice.
in Arizona at that time. I think mine was 61% was what people were passing it at. So
And
that's
it
almost
was, and
half
this was
of
a
people failing
February
it.
one, and so a little under half failed February's. July had a little bit better numbers.
Yeah, because more people take it in July, so probably you got
A little bit better numbers. So
more
whatever
volume.
the case might be, but yeah, about half fail out. And so I just looking around, I'm like, and he and I were just talking. I go, this is just going to be a practice for me. I don't see me rolling this thing very well. I'm not feeling juiced up enough. Not up for this. And then I look around. I'm just going to pass it now. He goes, really? Yeah. And he goes, how do you figure that? What changed? And I go, you want to bet on it? Because back then, you got a grade. Like you saw where you landed. Okay, so you were this percentage, that percentage, this percentage. Now, then it became pass, fail.
Yeah, we didn't. We got
Just
a
a little
CRE
bit of
score
Yeah.
on the percentage, and that came out. So
That
here's
came out
another
like
element
3
of this.
weeks late,
Yeah.
3 weeks
So you guys
before
don't
everything
understand.
else.
Here's another element of the bar exam because you're waiting on pins and needles for this,
Yep.
and it doesn't. You don't know whether you pass automatically, guys. So you're taking it. I'm taking it in July, and I don't find out. It's October.
Yeah, probably October is
So-
when, probably September is when you got your score on
Yeah,
the MB.
so August I think is when, or
yeah.
August or September, late August, September, you get your CRE score, and that comes out as a
It's your multiple
percentage.
choice.
And the percentage comes out, and then you have to Google it or whatever it was back then,
The median.
and figure out is that if you do okay on your essay with combined with that percentage, are you likely to pass
Right.
the bar exam? So that first score, if it's low, then you
Right.
know your essay.
And then
must
you're
have
waiting in 6 more
killer.
weeks.
Yeah, and so then you got 6 more weeks. So I got my percentage. I was like, okay, I did good on the CRE, so I have a little bit of wiggle room on the essay portion. But when the essay portion came back, I would have loved to know actually how I did on the
Yeah.
essay, which ones I did.
We
but
did-
nothing. We literally get.
We got
you
to know.
passed. All it is pass.
Yeah,
for
we got
me.
to know. So this
Yeah,
was
so I
before
have no
Google. Well, probably Google did exist, but it was before it was a verb. And so when I took it, we got the score, and then it told us the median.
And you had to be above the median or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that?
was 1 point below it. I knew I passed
the
the bar.
CRE
Yes,
or on-
I knew I
okay.
passed the bar because my strength was the writing,
essay.
but I didn't know if I was going to win lunch or not.
Depending
But I
on
kept
your
it
score.
right. But I kept it to myself. I didn't tell a soul I got that piece of mail. No one.
So tell me your story. This is we're maybe not even potting on the right thing, but tell me your story of when you got the result because it came by email for me. Did it
yeah,
come
no,
by
I got it
email?
in mail.
Oh, okay, so when you get that, did you bring everyone together to
No.
open it up?
No, this particular one was just the CRE, and so
Okay,
I
so
got it, and I saw that I was 1 point off, 1 point below the average.
Okay, so tell me when you got your actual bar results.
yeah, I got them, and then just told everybody in the house.
So did you open it by yourself?
Yeah,
Dude, so mine comes by email. I got my CRE. I think that one wasn't as, because I knew there was less pressure on that one. I mean,
Right.
it was pressure, but you didn't know whether you passed or failed
Right.
at that point. So I got that. That was no problem. When I got the bar exam, I remember I'm married at this point. I'm living up in Utah because I needed to work somehow because
Sure.
I don't have
While
my
you're
bar
waiting on
license
all
while I'm
this.
waiting on it. So I'm working for my dad. So we move up to Utah. Caden's little, Colton's like months old. And so I'm working there. I get it. And I've never had such a rush of like nerves.
Right.
And I don't want to tell anyone because I literally feel like this is my whole life being either ruined
right.
or
You're opening it.
so mine's not mail, but it's email. So
Okay.
I'm logging on. I go downstairs. I don't tell anybody it's come.
Right.
I'm like shaking and I'm not a nervous person as I'm typing in
No,
my
you're really
email
not.
and whatever else, and I'm seeing it, and I'm like praying. I'm
Yeah.
doing everything I possibly
Candles
can.
are lit.
Like nerves are going everywhere, and I don't want to tell anyone. I don't want. I'm opening up. I'm like closing my eyes, kind of peeking at it, and the amount of relief and like when I look and it's literally like for you it was you may have had to look at okay, does this mean I passed whatever. For
Right.
me it was just congratulations.
Right.
You have
Once you saw
you're
congratulations,
admitted
it's-
to the thing. Yeah, and I can't remember if it was halfway down like a mission call or something like that where I was looking for it.
Right.
I don't know where it was in the email, but all I remember is opening it up and then I just kind of like so much energy flowed out of me that I just almost like wanted to sleep. Like I was just kind of on the floor, just breathing and going, okay, like I can come. And so then at that point, when I come up and tell, my wife and my family, I was living with my parents at the time. I was in their little apartment in the basement, and everybody wants to congratulate me. I probably didn't react the way that they would have expected, because all of that emotion had already gone out by myself.
Yeah.
Because I thought, what if I fail this thing? Like, then what am I going to do? And
I have
that so vivid in my memory.
I have a similar story. I wasn't quite as, I knew I was going to pass when I saw the CRE score. I was pretty confident that I was going to pass.
And I should have been, but
sure, but
you never know. 61% pass rate.
But I'd said that 1,000. How many times did you said that in law school?
Yeah, your Mike guy was his name was Will.
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy in my ward he was taking it for the 5th time. He had to ask the Supreme Court for special. That's who I was studying with. And so I already knew, and some of his buddies were 3rd and 4th times.
It has nothing to do with how smart you are. It's just,
dude,
there's some elements.
There's a
to
lot
this.
of people that are taking this for the 3rd, 4th time. I watched my buddy have an anxiety attack, and so there was a lot. Still, even when I knew the CRE was good,
a lot of moving parts. For me, I figured this, but look, it wasn't necessarily that, because you never know, because damn darn well how many times you said that in law school.
Yeah, and
I killed that one,
or I failed that one
and
did well.
A complete flip flop. It's like so.
And that's why the bar exam I would love to see, because I knew there was essay portions that I felt like I didn't do very well on, and or that I took it was like a 50-50 shot of it. Are they going this way or are they going this direction? And I want to know, did I choose correctly with the way that they were going, or were they just looking at the way I wrote it? I don't know how they graded
My
those
Achilles heel was the CRE.
See, and I was better on that.
And some people,
my memory's good.
Yes, some people are really good at those, and I'm not. I'm
good at writing.
So I
BSing,
spent most of my time.
But I didn't know how much the essay was going to be actually regurgitating facts. The analyzation of how to write, I can do. I'm a good writer.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if this was the topic. Sometimes on those essays you don't understand. There's a big story, and you're trying to figure out what topic and the issues that they want.
Issues.
And it could be a little bit subjective, maybe, depending on who's grading. I don't know.
So great legal marketing in DC, and I'm with people that have had this experience. All right, and I have as well. And when I opened mine, I was alone too, and it was a piece of mail. And I was sitting on the back of a 1972 Lincoln Marquis station wagon that I spent $300 on. Okay. I know it was so sick too. I mean, it was so clean and so awesome. It would pass anything with that. It had like a 427 in it with a turbo 400 tranny. I mean, they built them good back then. But anyway, I'm sitting in the back of that thing. It would pass anything but a gas station. And I'm reading it alone, and I've got a street light.
Oh, he's night. Nice. It's so funny how
because it's mail.
I honestly, there's some major events in my life that I know generally kind of the situation, but that bar exam when it came, and even taking the bar
seeing
exam,
it in the mailbox was the kind of like your equivalent to opening the email. It's like,
and you were checking every day.
Yes.
Because you knew it was coming out sometime in
that mail was coming in every day because I was checking it every day. And I'm staring at it, and I'm at my in-laws at the time, and I'm staring at it, and I didn't know what to. I kind of froze.
I think it took me 10 minutes to open it too.
I just froze. It's right there. It wasn't on top, but it was shuffled to the side, state bar, that kind of.
Oh,
took a minute.
I know.
And finally, I just kind of pulled just that out and didn't know what to do. Kind of, what do I do now? Pull out my pocket knife and didn't know what to do. So that's where I oddly ended up, on the bumper of a Marquis station wagon, and just thought, all right, well, here we go. And my first inclination was to call Mike, but I didn't. That's a dicey subject. It's a dicey subject because you don't.
He
So-
might not have passed.
Right.
Who knows?
It's dicey. And so I'm like,
calling your friends after that was a goof, like
Yeah,
especially the ones you went to
it's
law school
strange.
because you didn't. Yeah, there was some that didn't pass in
Yeah.
the group, and
yeah, no, there's and there's no shame in that, but there's just.
No, but just how much
But
is riding
yeah,
on it.
but you get
'Cause
it.
all the people
and
I
you
hung
don't
out
want to be the
with-
dude that, hey,
we've already talked about this. We were different, you and I, and maybe most people. We weren't young. We were young, but we weren't the young, like single.
right. We weren't 22.
We were
and
married
single.
with kids.
Yeah.
And so the pressure that we felt was a little bit different. We didn't handle law school the same way. We went home to our families instead of either spending all day in the library or going to the football games
Right.
on the Friday night or at the
Right.
frat parties or whatever else. It just was a different experience.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, same way. All of other people I hung out with were the same.
Yeah.
Married,
A lot riding
family man,
for them too.
some in second careers and whatever else that
Yeah.
were, so.
A lot riding. So when I found this Kardashian thing hits the news waves years ago, this has been years. This is not new stuff. Your wife and somebody and was it Patricia?
My receptionist.
Your receptionist.
Yeah.
They know what we're talking about.
I didn't have a clue, but.
I didn't either until Megyn Kelly in like one of those shorts, like in between. I'm like, oh, I called that because of this. What we just talked about. We don't even have to talk about it anymore. It's like literally, this is what prepares you for that exam, and this is what it prepares you for practicing
Law.
in this arena afterward.
Yeah, because to your question of did the information help you pass the bar? No. But did that experience, like you said, and the same thing we've talked about for, hey, 20 years of experience practicing law is going to make you a different lawyer than you were when you were
Right.
starting out. And it's that grind. It's that whole thing that you did by yourself like we did. And we didn't walk into like I said, this top dog guy's a little bit interesting. He started that thing like with years of law or
Right.
legal experience and whatever else. And that just totally, to me, is a different perspective. But for us, that whole grind of law school, the pressure that was on it helped us. Now, when we go into the courtroom thinking on my feet,
Right.
it's
Nothing but a thing.
deal. Yeah. And
But
all of that
was once upon a time.
Sure.
It was once upon a time. But once you start practicing law, you kind of almost start again, and you realize. But the first person that ever asked me a legal question, now that I'm a lawyer, now that you're a lawyer, you know, this is way back when. Now that you're a lawyer, can you write my will? I've probably talked about that here. It was my grandma, a sweet lady. Do you write me a will now? And I'm like, I don't know how to write a will. I don't.
I took wills and estates.
Right. I have no idea how to write. Okay, hold on. What else don't I? Oh, pretty much everything. Great. Son of a. But there again, you started again and you're ready for it. All of these things add to your experience. And she shortcut.
Mm-hmm.
And a shortcut, you know, is Ozempic is a big thing right now, right? It's a shortcut to lose weight because you're cheating yourself the discipline it takes to implement diet and exercise. And that discipline is irreplaceable. So how many people do we see that get their little things tied up and they have a smaller stomach or whatever and they lose a ton of weight and then 5 years later they're bigger than the first version? Or Ozempic, what are you going to do? Just keep killing your muscles for indefinitely and keep taking a diabetic medication? Is that really what you want to do? I mean, maybe it'll help for a minute.
Yeah, and unless you supplement it with other.
Right. Maybe it'll
disciplines
help for a minute, but I mean, at the end of the
for
day.
some people, it's a good start, but you're right. Statistically, I mean, if you're using it as a good start to start a different lifestyle change, great.
Sure.
Have at it.
But you're still
if you
going to have to
don't-
do the diet, exercise.
if you don't,
Because it's just kind of like getting a tutor.
yeah.
It would be great to have a tutor, and we did have tutors, 2 Ls, 3 Ls, folks that were folks that were in law school.
Trying to get a study guide from a 2L was
I
like
know.
you had to pay him $100 for
You
it.
did.
Like, it
And-
was so
Hey,
competitive.
how
in
many
law
times
school.
did you do that?
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
like
yeah.
there is nothing past. I mean, you're going to get an edge wherever
yeah.
you can get, and that doesn't mean cheating. But yeah, absolutely. If there was a study guide that somebody, because that's another thing that people don't understand about law school. The study guides are the golden ticket. They are the golden key. There's a law student that's going to produce a study guide that's going to have all the information. It's consolidated. It's how you take the final exam. He either remembered and did it after his final exam or just took a lot of time to do that. But those were, you wanted to get your hands on one of those.
You wanted them. And it was almost
they
like
were
a
so
security
competitive.
blanket.
Oh, but there were some that would not relinquish their
Right.
study guides. And I don't.
And you
I mean,
knew
some
which
way I
ones
don't
you
blame
wanted,
them.
too. You
Oh,
knew
yeah.
whose you wanted.
Yeah. And
You
some
know-
didn't care, but some sold them, and others just held them tight. Like,
Yeah.
and you'd hear little rumors and inklings of who had the
And I
golden
wonder
study
why.
guide.
Look, when I was that guy, I was loose with my stuff. But I wish I would have sold it. I could have used the money.
Yeah. And I didn't ever produce a good enough study guide product. Like I studied, but
Well, mine was probably a tweaked version
you could buy
of.
them online. Do you remember that? There were companies that sold the
No.
study guides.
I don't remember that, but they had
Oh,
these
you can
things
buy
called
'em online.
books.
And now with
that there was,
ChatGPT, I'm
there
sure
was
it's-
books that had like kind of the like
things in
Cliff's
the back,
Notes type
yeah.
deal of whatnot, which were helpful. I mean, as far as boiling some things down and making things a little less ornery. But
these memories are
it's
fresh,
a double-edged
man.
sword.
20
It's a
something years
double-edged
ago
sword,
now.
and it's that long ago. It's a double-edged sword. Even now, bringing it up, it's like,
Oh yeah, my butt cheeks
right, just got
clench a little
clenched
bit. Absolutely.
It is. I would not replace that for anything.
And wouldn't wish it on anybody that doesn't have
I
to
really
go through it.
wouldn't. But I actually
Other than,
did.
maybe not. Maybe it built character. I should say
Weirdly,
that wrong.
I enjoyed.
Yeah.
And I'm
Looking
not
back, sure,
and
I'm
I'm
glad
not
we
an
didn't feel it.
academic at all. But I enjoyed the grind, and I had a really good program, and I just kind of believed in it. But it was, you always second guessed it. You always second guessed it. You always second guessed it. And it so when I see this type of thing, and when I see shortcuts being made, and when I saw the brain scan, so she had a brain scan. Why did she fail the bar? So she goes to some doctor. The doctor's
Maybe
up.
this is what you were talking about. Caden asked me what this was, and I said Kim Kardashian, and he's like, "Oh, maybe it's about that she was diagnosed that she's dumb or something."
Let's hear what you.
What did he say?
Talk in the microphone. I want to hear what you kind of know
you
about
heard,
this,
yeah, 'cause
because
I was
I
like,
only
no,
have a
it's-
short clip of Megan Kelly that told me about this.
It was like she got her brain scanned, and like the doctor said, "Oh yeah, you have low brain activity." Just like overall.
She's not even blonde.
I mean, don't want to hit on, or I don't want to disparage Kim Kardashian, but I probably could have taken me 20 seconds to figure that
And less
out.
money.
But she, in certain respects, she's brilliant, right? She's a multi-millionaire. But
Right.
let's be honest.
Do you really want her? Anyway, yeah.
She kind of makes her whole reputation on having low brain. At least she did for many years. Now she's trying to.
That took me back to the DC thing.
Yeah.
And that their scan on their brains and all that jazz. And so now she has this excuse that she has this scan and I have holes in my frontal lobe or little miniature whatever. No, you didn't have the experience we just talked about.
How many PI attorneys?
Which doesn't take
I
that
would
much
love
brains.
to see the actual results of all these. How many PI attorneys got these results that bolstered their ego or absolutely shattered their ego? You have low brain activity. Well, that's why I'm.
That's fantastic.
I
You know
don't-
what?
That's why I'm jungle law or whatever.
We should probably get one of those machines, show up to these places, and just jack with
I don't
folks.
know. Yeah, and
Like
give 'em-
somebody
give
that needs
your
to pick
IQ
me
is
up,
like-
it's like huge. You got this huge IQ. You're awesome. You're gonna make it. And then somebody that kinda
lawyers,
gets-
man. Why?
if you're looking at their
why?
snakeskin boots, you're gonna go, okay, it's
Is
gonna
is it really
this
I mean,
code.
you and I, street smarts tell you who's a smart dude and who's not. I mean, I'm sure there's more to it than that, and maybe there is some element of science of knowing where you can develop different things or increase different. But in general, I can pick out in a room
Sure.
who I think knows what they're talking about and who doesn't.
Right.
So I don't know.
And
And maybe
you're
that's
and I'm
Yeah.
quite a bit that way as well. That said, though, I mean, it is what it is. As far as passing a bar, you and I work with dumb people all the time that call themselves lawyer. And we just do, and we work with very, very bright people that don't put things in action quite like they should. And then we have everything in between and all sorts of moving parts with this. But the reality is that all of them have gone through, and whatever their recipe for success might be, but all of them have gone through similar experience that you and I both share. Yours looked one way, mine looked a different way, but both of us were sitting there, with sweaty palms.
Yeah,
and
the
just
element's still the same.
the everything riding, not to
Mentally.
mention the money behind it
sure.
all and the time behind it all, and the feel like your life is going through the sands of the hourglass because we're not young and we have kids, and it's like we need
And
to
you
get this
cannot
party
practice
started.
law without it.
Right.
Like, it's not like other things. Like, you
Right.
can't.
So I sit there and I'll look at, there's a plumber I enjoy using, Danny at Integrity Plumbing. Fantastic outfit. Everybody blow him up. He's fantastic. He's great. Has his son working for him. And his son is not Danny. Danny's been doing the plumbing thing for a long time. And so knows his way around whatever issues might be going on in a very broad bunch of issues. I mean, he's tackled many, many things in his 20-plus year being a plumber. His son doesn't know hardly anything. He'd been working with him when he was at my house, and he just had him go by because Danny was elsewhere. But I was impressed that his son sat there and kept trying different things that Danny would have had fixed in 28 seconds, right? But he kept trying this and then this and then that, and I was kind of just watching it. And I could have had a better stab at this. In fact, anyway, I did end up helping significantly in this particular scenario, and we figured it out pretty quick. But I like that he kept trying and trying and trying, because that's what ends up being down the road.
The thing that's going to help you. Yeah.
Yeah, the person that people are going to want to call to, it's going to add to your success. So it's not just specific to law, though there's a unique story to lawyers get a interesting rap, and the reality is that's what we go through. That's what we have gone through, and still probably take a lot more emotional things on our shoulders than most things out there, specifically the stuff we do.
Yeah. Deadlines and people's
commitments, and their entire life
Yeah.
in front. It just so happened to be right here. It's fantastic. And you go home with that every day. And that's not something everybody wants to do. That said, though, it's a fantastic way of making a living. But when I saw that little short, I didn't see it. I just heard it. I was walking, and I know Megan Kelly's voice, and I'm like, I freaking said that. The minute she said that she's going to do her
clip out of the
yeah,
or clip out of the law school.
Yeah, clip out of law school. And I was just like, you know what? I don't really believe I learned anything. I said it at that time. I don't feel like I learned anything educationally that really helped or translated into the bar exam itself, which down the road into practicing law either. Mm-hmm. But that said, it was the experience that's what made you hard. That's what made you capable of doing.
And wired your brain. It
was rewiring. Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
But people have to understand that, and closing thought, I guess, here is that law school is not like medical school where you're practicing on a cadaver. We're not. I mean, there are moot courts and different things where you're standing up in front of court, but you're not.
That's like basically stuff. Looking at a toenail and then go
like
do
a chemistry
surgery.
degree where you're in labs and doing actual practical work. There's just not a lot of practical ways to get experience in the law. Right. Especially because you don't know what area you're going to practice in. So it's different. Mm-hmm. But yeah, absolutely. I agree with you that value is in just the refiner's fire of.
I love the way you said the rewiring. It was every bit 3 years of absolute rewiring.
Yeah, it's different schooling.
Some people never get over it.
And it's different schooling than anything else that you would have.
Some people never get over the rewiring.
Yeah.
And some people float through it pretty well, and everything in between. But it's necessary. It's necessary to practice law, to give what she wants to do to help these criminals and help this and help that. And, well, okay, now you're speaking my language. What do you have to? Okay,
your name,
right? That might help people. She might want to go to GLM, that great legal
she needs
marketing.
To just be exactly. The marketer that owns the law firm,
or the person that owns that brain scan thing. I mean, she could afford it. There's no question. She can sell 2 pairs of shoes and buy 4 of them. I'm just saying.
Kim, go to law school. Is that the theme?
Go to law school, Kim. Get it over with. You're not getting any younger.
All right.
We're out.
Peace.